Hello, this is Brian Hasselby, Director of Technology. I'm recording this video. We had a little bit of a technical difficulties today in the WAC, so I'm going to do a quick recording and cover hopefully all the bases that we talked about this morning. So EduStream, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention EduStream and the great, fantastic effort that Joe Egan had put into the project. I'm very proud of Joe Egan and the work that he did for us in such a short time. He was able to bring up a platform that was able to be used, encompassed all of the parameters that we had put towards it, and more. Unfortunately, I think the rapid increase on online users that was required kind of choked out the system capabilities that he had designed. Truthfully, if we were to go out into the world and have this designed, it would probably take a year or more to have it properly developed. So for the 3 months that we gave him, I think he did a fantastic job. Joe is transitioning to work on his senior year this year, and we wish him all the best. Zoom, while using EduStream and having a couple of difficulties with it, most of the teachers were using Zoom as a backup method to get to the remote learners. And so we looked at Zoom. We wanted this to kind of be a solution that we could transition to that would not be a big change for the teachers. And so I looked at Zoom, and we went ahead and updated our Zoom license across the board for GoCathedral.com, and now we have an education license of Zoom. With that, we have a whole toolbox, if you will, of security and options that will allow us to use our breakout rooms, to have different parameters that we can set, if you will. So ManyCam, a lot of you came down and have installed the ManyCam or had us install it for you. ManyCam, what it does in a nutshell is get you connected to the classroom camera that you're teaching out of. And so it'll connect that through directly to Zoom. So you can have your normal Zoom meetings that you would have. And instead of just the web camera that you have looking directly at you, you can also select a room camera. So those classroom cameras, we have 71 cameras up and running right now across campus, and that's just in the classrooms. It was important for us to look at a tool, a solution that would allow us to get to those cameras. I didn't want that installation to go to waste, and I think that is a pivotal way for us to have the remote learners look at what's going on in the classroom and possibly view the videos that are being shown to the rest of the classroom with a whiteboard, or just to see the teacher in the front of the classroom and how they're interacting. ManyCam is an add-on to Zoom. It's not related to Zoom at all. It's a different company altogether. So we're running both of them simultaneously. If you look your Zoom, you're logged into that and running it when you're having meetings, and then ManyCam is also running. That's what's providing the feed. We've preloaded the cameras in your console, if you will, from ManyCam, so that you're able to, if you're in room 2316 for your first class, in your second class you go to 4310. Those room numbers are available for you in your console. If you have a schedule change, then just submit a ticket to technology, and we'll get an extra room loaded into your ManyCam console. There are a lot of features in ManyCam. It's a very capable product. It can be complex, if you will. If you want to do something that has a lot of visualizations, ManyCam can most likely provide it. However, it can also be a very simple tool. It could just flip back and forth between your heads up or your FaceTime camera and your classroom camera. You can use it at that, and that would suffice. But it can do complex things, and it can grow with you. So you may start out using just that one trick, if you will, that it can do, and then move on to some of the more complex things that you can do on screen. What I'm going to do now is bring up ManyCam and Zoom at the same time. There's ManyCam on the bottom left and Zoom on the top right. This is just to kind of show how the two interact together. So I'm just going to start a meeting. I really didn't put any settings in or invite anyone. I just want to start the meeting to show you in Zoom here on the right. ManyCam is down here on the left. And as you can see here, it's on the room that I teach out of right now. That's what's being broadcast to the attendants, the participants of Zoom. If I want to change to just my heads up display, my FaceTime display, now we're talking to me here, then I can go back to transition to the room camera that I have. This does not prevent you to do any of the other features that you would do in Zoom. So there's a lot of times in my class where I go and I will present my desktop to the online remote folks. And then what I'll do is also turn on the AirPlay function and go and AirPlay directly to the face-to-face students in my class. So now each one of them see what I'm using. It might be a video, might be my class is a web design class, so I'm showing them in Dreamweaver what kind of code we're talking about and how we're going to access the tool. So that's kind of a quick rundown of it. At this time, this morning, this is when Brian Gross came in and did a teacher demo. Really what it was to show is exactly what I'm showing in greater detail, but I'll spend a little more time on this. I mean, we're able to, like you're seeing now, I have a picture-in-picture. On ManyCam, if I wanted to add, I've actually got something hidden here. I can come in here and drop in a video. This is a YouTube link. So now I'm going to play a video for class.
Hi guys, this is Teacher Nicola here from
I can make that bigger to take up more of the screen.
I use ManyCam for my data editing classes. So I use ManyCam because
so I can have my online Zoomers look at that. I can then, like I said, be broadcasting this at AirPlaying directly to the room so everybody looks at it the same way. You can pause it, have a discussion question, start it up again. It's almost endless what you can do, but that's kind of a scratching of the surface. Brian went through a lot of the things that we learned this summer, some of the settings. I'm going to ask him to send out his cheat sheet that he went through with the summer teachers as part of this link for the video. That way we can share all of the best practices that he came up with when he was talking to us about that this morning. Go back to my slide deck here. Oh, by the way, this is what Brian looks like without a beard. A lot of us can't remember that. That was one of the jokes I said today. So the next slide has to do with our Plan B option. So we know that Zoom went down this week, last week I think it was, I can't remember. But Zoom worldwide went down. They had an outage. Because of that, we immediately thought, well, we've got to have a Plan B for this. And our Plan B that we're talking about is Google Meet. I mean, we initially had Google Meet as our video platform, our meeting platform that we can share with. That still is an option. That comes with our suite that we have as part of our email here on campus. ManyCam will function directly with Google Meet. It acts the same way. It's the video feed. You can use your webcam, which is the FaceTime cam, or you can use your classroom feed, and those both work on Zoom and Google Meet. I wanted to next talk about Zoom bombers. Brian Gross had mentioned when he was talking to us this morning the 3 layers that we come up with. When you copy your Zoom meeting that you make up, you copy that link into Schoology. Then that way the kids are the only ones, the students that, in your courses are the only ones that are getting that link. So you're not posting it out on Facebook or somewhere public. So that's one layer. The second one is how you click on and say that you want a waiting room. And then you also want a password to secure the meeting. That way it's not just a link that someone can slip across on the public internet and then come into the room. So those are things. Also, just know, I mentioned it earlier about the education level of Zoom that we purchased. That does come with a lot of parameters that we're looking to exercise, if you will. Some security measures. One of them that we're looking at is we may lock it down to only Go Cathedral email addresses are allowed to enter the room. Right now we have the waiting room feature that everyone is kind of recommended to use so that the teacher can see, oh, I'm going to admit this student or this person. I know them. They're supposed to be in this class. You know, that's kind of the gatekeeper role that you can have right now. we may go a level step further, but we're looking at each one of the security settings and evaluating whether or not we're going to turn those on. We'll let you know. We just didn't want to start using this product with ManyCam and Zoom and have a setting that we do interrupt that initial set next week. So just know that those are coming, and we'll send those out. We'll communicate those in advance, and we'll let you know what new features we're going to add. That being said, the QA form that we have, there's a live link that Ms. Schomer is going to send out. That's a Q&A document or an FAQ. So it's questions that we've come up with. It's questions that we're going to get from you. If you fill in the form, you say, hey, this is how I'm trying it next week, and this is what I experienced on Tuesday or Wednesday. Just let us know this happened. This is great, or I need somebody to tell me how this works. Most likely another teacher has the exact same question. So we thought having this question and answer sheet available to everybody would make it so that you can see those questions, look at what the answers are, and maybe that'll solve your problem. If it doesn't, feel free to go to the next bullet on the slide here and use the help desk ticket system. So the technology help desk ticket system, we've come up with a category that we're calling online teaching / learning assistance. You fill out a ticket, use that as the category, then we'll know that you need help with this solution that we've got with Zoom and ManyCam. Something's going on with that. Even if you forget what that category is, if you just fill out a ticket and then type in the words and say, hey, my Zoom's acting up, or ManyCam is not showing the view that I think it's supposed to be showing, just put those tickets in and we'll respond to them. I appreciate your patience, and if you have any questions, feel free to email technology and we'll get right back to you. Thank you.